It's where you are in your heart space. It's how you relay that message, and followed by a genuine feeling, not a blame. I'm on a trip with 3 other people who are new friends. After a few days, I felt I was suddenly the oddball out, and I'm not sure why or how it happened. I don't want everything to go sideways, and yet I'm not feeling comfortable to talk about it because it feels they are not interested in what I have to say. How can I approach them to have the best chance of resolution instead of separation? Yeah, this can be a really tough feeling, to feel like the oddball out. And the thing that comes to mind is to share, generally speaking, the human race has a desire to be seen, heard, validated, and to be part of a group. Very few people are comfortable being on their own. They want to have some affiliation to something, whether it's a political party, a church, a community group of some sort, a particular friend circle, right? So everybody always tries to couple up, in a sense, and I don't mean romantic couple up, but pot up, and so that they know their identity is with, I'm part of this group, and I'm part of this group, and I'm part of this group, and that's who I am. It's not who you are. It's all about going into the vertical column of, I know that I'm connected to source, and all of these people are beautiful people in my life playing characters that ask them to play. But I don't have to be part of a group to create the identity of who I am, because who I am isn't all of that. So with that said, that's what's happening, as the 3 people are most likely wanting to find an identity. And it's an interesting complex we have as humans, because people feel more like they're part of something when they can declare that someone else is not part of it. It's so weird. So weird. We see it all the time, especially in less mature people, less conscious people, where they want to always talk about somebody else and put somebody out there so we can feel like we're in here together, right? It's our intention to be part of this group. But, to declare ourselves a group, somebody has to be out. And why can't we all just be in? Inclusion, right? So there is something about separation there happening. Now, for you specifically, I would say reflect deeply on, what have I contributed to this dynamic for them to want to make me the oddball out, right? So I'm not totally letting you off the hook, in the sense that it's really important to know, what are the patterns coming forward for you? If there's a pattern, or if this is a one-off, and what was it? Where was that one point where you felt like you were at odds? And what part did you play in alienating yourself? Did you come at a conversation with a sense of competition, with a sense of, I know better than you, or I don't want to hear what you have to think, or, where were you in this, in this beginning of this conflict, this separation of you from the group? Get to that first. So that's number 1. Number 2, share how you feel. Really important that you share how you feel. And I'm going to make a distinction about that, because sharing how you feel means coming from a heart space. Gosh, when you said that, I really felt sad. And I'd like to just talk through how we got to where we are, right? So that's the way to talk from the heart space, as opposed to, you did this to me, or you when we get really in that blaming mode, It's a different energy. And that's not from the heart. That's from the head. That's from the intellectual. I want to blame you for how I feel. Whereas the other way is more of an observation. When you did this, so you're still saying you potentially, but, or when this happened, I felt this way, right? So if I would use you if there's something very, very specific, like when you called me blah, 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 whatever that is, that makes sense because then you're actually saying, but it's the tonality of your voice. It's where you are in your heart space. It's how you relay that message, and followed by a genuine feeling, not a blame. Not I want to make you feel bad for making me feel bad. No, I want to share with you, I felt bad. And I felt bad because of the situation, and I really want to work through it with you. I think you'll find that it's such a fine line, but you'll find that it's a really effective way to get to the heart of the matter. And the sooner you can start doing that, the better, because the more ammunition, I don't really like that word, but the more ammunition hits, like the more, bullets in the belt you get about what got shot at you and what you shot at them, it doesn't help, because then it takes so much longer to feel like you can unwind things, because there's a lot of blaming going back and forth, unless both parties are highly conscious and you just go, let's just flush it all. Then it's a little bit easier. All right. Hopefully that's helpful. If not, give me some more comments in the comments below and I will elaborate on that.